everyone, Andrew here for ABELI Reviews, and just as the title suggests, we're going to talk about the navigation computer. So there's a few ways you can access it. The first is by unlocking your head and just looking over to the display. Now, if you find that to be a little bit small and you don't really like this sort of quick view option, you can set a binding on your keyboard, controller, flight stick, whatever it is. For mine, it's 1. So if I press 1, boom, pops up. And I think for the purposes of our video, we'll stay in this view. But what you're essentially looking at here is our navigation computer. And it basically shows you everything that is sort of within the distance of you, where you are, and then kind of uses tabs or indentations to kind of give you an idea of what sort of exists inside each of the subsections. So you can see here, we are in Galley, and inside Galley are some things that orbit it. Galley B is one of the stars in this Galley system. From there, we can see there is a few locations here. The Galley B planetary body, it has ships that are fitted with approach vehicles, can go to the surface. On the surface, we have a carrier that is sort of orbiting the planet. And then, of course, on the surface itself are various settlements. And as we scroll down, we can see another planetary body. So this is another planet, planetary Galley B1 instead of Galley B2. We're closer to Galley B2, and you can see that from the distance panel here. Then as we sort of go down the space, you can see a lot of other things. Like here is the Kriegel hub, the PTN boost snooze, that's a carrier. There's all kinds of stuff, clusters, stations. This basically tells you everything you would want to know about what's in this system. And there's a lot. And then from there, the farther you go down the list, the more you're going to find. So these are just carriers and planets and orbital bodies in this system. We haven't even left Galley yet. And as we get further down, though, we can see other systems, and you can see them by the iconography here. And there's a really easy way to sort of figure that out. So these are other systems that are not necessarily in this orbital group, but we can still go to them. But there's a lot of information here, right? Who wants to have to scroll through all of this stuff and all the distances that are sort of available? Instead, you can set filters. So if you go to set filters, you can pick and choose what you are actually looking for. So you just want to find all the stars in this system. Check that box, and now I can see just the 2 stars in this system. Let's close that and try again. Do you want to know where the asteroid clusters are? There they are. So if you're interested in mining, perfect spot. You can find all of them, and then you could learn about them. You can target them as a destination and then go towards it. You also have the option to see all the various planets and moons in this space. Like everything you see on the text, you see it, right? Where are all the settlements? Where are all the stations? I find this one to be the most useful for most of my day-to-day travels. Where are the stations that I can go to? And then I can learn about them, right? Can does it have the appropriate landing pad for my ship? Yes, it does. Do they operate for somebody that I would want to purchase from? What are sort of their activities? Trading and smuggling, love it. All those good pieces of information that makes traveling the stars very helpful. Fleet carriers or points of interest. Maybe there's something interesting here. Various businesses, and sometimes you'll find like conflict zones, stuff along those lines. Signal sources are there. Ooh, my goodness, sorry about that. Signal sources. Right now there's just a nav beacon here. And then the final piece are nearby systems. So basically all this does is filter what we just saw. It makes the list so much more manageable. So now you can see these are nearby systems we can go towards. That's essentially the navigation panel with the sort of system you're in. Now, of course, you can also just get the summary of the overall system. And then, of course, you can go to the galaxy map and the system map. We will focus on that in another video, but what I wanted to show here is how you can filter and use your navigation panel. I hope this was very helpful. If you have any other questions or you felt that I glossed over really important information, please throw it in the comments so other people that see or find this video can learn from it. And if you have questions and maybe you would like to see a more detailed structure of like, how do you use this, right? Like, so what happens if I pick something I'm interested in? So yes, you showed me a station, but what can I do with that? Just for a brief little understanding for you, if you check that box, you can then lock it as a target. And if you have a Super Cruise Assist computer, that's just basically like an auto driver for you. You can check that box. And then if we stop looking, you can see here, I'm going to now start heading towards that dock, and the computer's going to fly for me and all the fun stuff. But that's enough for today's video. If you do have any additional questions, please feel free to put them in. Otherwise, we hope you have a great day and take care.